Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing some reloading today. We're reloading some 357 for an uncle of mine. Most of the equipment in here actually was from him. So I'm just paying off a little bit of debt with bullets. So that ought to be fun. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If there is anything that I can do in videos, please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Because at this point, everything helps. Absolutely everything. If you subscribe, it's a huge deal. If you like it, it's a huge deal. It really is. But enough of that. Today, we are doing some mild loads for a 357 and 38 special. 158 grain Hornady bullets and 110 grain Sierra Hollow Points. Nothing super crazy. CCI primers, unique powder. It's just a powder that I'm comfortable with. I have a good load out of the Sierra manual for it. And we're just going to go until I don't have any brass left. Because I don't have a 357. I don't have a 38 special. This is just all overstock from the stuff that he gave me. And we're going to load it up and give it to him. You might be there, you might not. It's hard to tell. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start putting primers in these. I did already prep them. They're already expanded. They're already sized and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and throw primers in all of my 357 Magnums. First, I'm going to load 50 of the 110 grain. As you can see, I have very professional notes. It's on wax paper. 1.55 overall length, 8.5 grains of unique with a 110 grain bullet. And it's not really a heavy load. If you wanted to try this particular load, I think, let's see here, our maximum is 9.3 grain. So this is a very safe load. It's nothing crazy. My uncle is 83 years old, and he still shoots 357 mag and 44 mag. I just don't want to break his wrist, okay? And yeah, since we're dumb and we don't prepare like we should, and I can't do a time lapse because the phone's gonna die, I will see you as soon as I have these primed and powder thrown in them. Alright, so now we're going to try a little bit of time lapse. We have some charge in the phone. I have the scale set. I have the thrown correctly. Unique is a flake powder, so it's a little bit more difficult to get it to throw super consistently, but if you play with it enough, it'll do it eventually. I have it within less than 1/10 of a grain, so it's not really a big deal, because, you know, it's not a super hot load in the first place. But I have it throwing super consistently. It's within 1/10 of a grain, which really isn't a big deal whenever you're loading mass amounts of pistol. That's not super hot. That's not going to give you overpressure problems. So I'm going to get to throwing all these, then we'll seat bullets, and I'll go through that a little bit. And I'm probably not going to go too much into 38 special because it's pretty much the same thing. I'll go over the load a little bit, but that's about all. Alrighty guys, bunch of powder, a couple cups of coffee, we're ready to seat bullets. So, starting off with the 110 grain, because obviously that's the load that we did for it. Whenever you're going to seat bullets, make sure you run your stem way the hell out. Easy way to start. Just get that little guy set in there, get your bullet, set her up on top. That'll be alright. Run that up. Okay. It's just barely started. I might have the crimp set a little heavy. So we'll go ahead and back that out just a bit. Run this way in. Okay, keep running that in. Run it until it touches. I already knew that. Alright. Work it down because we have a long way to go. I'm going to get up to the can lure. Right at the bottom. I already have the caliper set to my max overall length. We still got quite a ways to go. This will just be a rough estimate at first. It takes kind of a couple of them to get where you need to be. And with a lot of this stuff, if you just seat it comfortably into the can lure, you will be just fine. I'm setting this a little bit extra because right there, I'm comfortably in the can lure. I'm still underneath of my max overall length, which is right there. But I'm going to go ahead and bring it all the way down to where I had it set, which shouldn't take too much more. Get that run down. Okay, top of the can lure. And we're going to call that pretty damn good. I don't want to run it down much further. Get that snugged in. The only way I'm going to have to adjust this anymore, we'll find out here in just a second, is if I have to adjust the crimp any. Get that set in there. That's shoved up. Let's see. We are sitting pretty damn close. Might run that up just a little bit. Again, I don't load too much 357. That one's looking pretty decent. And there's nothing super crazy on what I am loading. I will check this max overall length. Right at the top of the can lure. Okay, we moved it up about 5 thousandths or so. And the crimp is perfect. I could move it down just a little if I wanted to. Not going to. It'll work just fine. So, we will run a time lapse on this. See how it goes. If anything crazy happens, obviously we'll bring you back. Let us know how you like the time lapse versus skipping ahead. Just doesn't really matter to me. Your guys' input is what I'm after, just to make everything run a little smoother, run a little better. Most likely just run a time lapse of this. I will go ahead and load the rest of them. I will stop and run over the load data of each one that I'm doing. None of it's really going to be crazy. It's things that you can find in your Sierra manual. I have a Spear manual and I have an old Lyman manual. Always cross-reference everything. Don't just take one book over another's word for anything. Always cross-reference and figure out what works for you. Okay, as you guys could see, something's wrong with this. I know it was sized because it had the primer knocked out of it, and I don't imagine I didn't run it through the other die, but you know what, we're gonna see, because one of these is an expander and the other one is a sizer. Yeah, here's the sizing die. So I'm gonna get the bullet puller, I'm gonna pull that bullet and run it through there, save powder and whatnot. Thanks, buddy. This is super easy. Just run it up till it touches. Damn, I have to run through both of them. This is technically not the right way to do things, but you know what? Ammo's expensive. I'm going to try and do this without knocking the primer out with my decapping pen. Doesn't always work. You just got to be a little extra careful. Same thing, run it up till it touches. Because all I'm trying to do is expand this outside back out. Hey, there we go. Let's see. That's exactly the problem. A little bit of bullet lube. Perfect. Oh, this die has not been used in a while. Okay, there we go. Let's see if it has enough expansion to set our bullet. Like I said, this is not the right way to go about this, so take it with a grain of salt, please. Nope, I have to run it back in that to expand the end. Just a tickle. There we go, just a tickle. It's not perfect, but it's not dangerous. Okay, let's try that again. I wonder why that one got missed. Hard to say, but it ain't gonna hurt anything, you know. And voila, it is good. Perfect. Alrighty then, that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and load some 158 grains for this. Then I'll probably do most, as long as I have enough bullets, I will do most of the 38 specials with 110s. My load data for that. Move all this shit out of the way. Thank God for that. Okay. Put this together correctly, because if not, I'm not going to for the next 8 months. Alright, there's that. Okay, so my load data for the 158 grain bullet is 6.5 grains of unique, same overall length. And this even tells you, yeah, the overall length of the 158 grains is 1.585. These ended up being 1.575. So if I keep it along the same track, it will be the exact same. It'll be perfectly fine. It'll run this pistol. No problems at all. Then the 38 Special is going to be, well, for 158 grain bullet, is 4.7 grain of unique. That's if I end up running those. Overall length of 1.45, so that isn't too bad. I don't know what I'll end up running at, something a little bit less than that. And the 110 grain bullet is 7 grain of unique. And the overall length is 1.44, which I figure bullet length is most of the reason for that. Yeah, nothing crazy. Like, say on this, I'm doing 7 grains. 7.2 is the absolute max. And even then, Sierra normally loads a little light, so you don't have to worry too much on overpressure. They pretty much give decently safe loads on 98% of stuff. So, that's it. If anything crazy comes up, we'll film it. If not, I'll show you the end results. Alrighty, guys, we have everything loaded. We have the 357 here, the 38's over there. It went all pretty smoothly. Very, very minor hiccups. Nothing really to film, because if you've ever reloaded before, you kind of already know. Hi, Shadow. Did you decide to? Oh yeah, you brought the other idiots with you. Good. All right, come on. Hey guys, we're done with all the loading. Got all the 357, all the 38s done. We actually ran out of bullets before we ran out of cases, so now I have some extra 357s just laying around, but might find somebody to give those to. Anyway, it went pretty good. There weren't a lot of hiccups. If you've reloaded, you can pretty well figure out any of the minor inconveniences, small adjustments here and there, stuff like that. But if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching to the end. Please like and subscribe and share, and you know, it all helps out right now, because I'm not even in triple digits for subscribers. That's right, it happens. But alright, yeah, I guess until next time, have a good one.